Hey everybody, it's Angel from Halo Inspirations. We give you inspirations to help you spread beauty and joy through your quilting journey. Whoop whoop. Hey, it's weird, right? I'm here on a Saturday. As promised, I did say I was doing it on Thursday, but as promised, I show how to do the center, the square here. Because that was a little different. They're inside corners, right? And as I was doing it, I kept coming up with other things I could hear questions about. So I went ahead and did a short video clip on how I folded it over and how I got the mitered corners on the outside angles, that they're not 90, right? So they're just a little different. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't any questions. And yeah, I think that's it. I can't remember, but it's all in this video. I know I said I don't like to piecemeal, but I just wanted to be sure that everything was clear. I also wanted to tell you that as I was reviewing some things, I realized my numbers are all over the place. And to make it really easy and really simple, I went ahead and did a supply sheet, which you can find right here at hallowedinspired.com/inspirations. Link for that is down below in the description box. I think that's all I got to say. I'm going to try and keep this shorter because it's not normal. And I'll put it definitely this video so you can find it easier. It'll be under Christmas inspirations for you. So yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get the inside of the square. Let's get it attached. Let's get them bound. Let's learn how to do these mitered corners on the outside, and I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, so we do have 3 inside corners, okay? And I've gone ahead, this is just a personal preference, and laid down my ruler and marked. I laid it down so that my seam line on this one and my seam line on this one are right along those seams, and the point is on the edge on the inside of that corner, okay? And then I gave myself a little mark. Now, why did I do that? All I did was trace this corner, okay? And the reason I did that is so I knew how much to snip, because you want to snip a little, not all the way, I'd say about halfway to where the point is. So I've done that with all 4 sides. There's 4 of these, I'm sorry. 4 of these inside corners. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my binding, because I sew my binding on the top of my quilt top, and then I turn it over and I stitch in the ditch on the front. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same ruler and I'm going to line it back up as best as I can. Okay. And I'm going to mark it again. Now, why did I mark it this way? So I know where my needle is going to land. Okay. Now, it will be on the inside because technically speaking, it's right on the tip of that. If I'm at a true 1/4 inch seam, it'll land inside this mark. But this gives me a point of reference that I'm going to stitch along down here, and I'm going to stop at that point, and then we're going to bend the fabric. So that's why it's important that we do a little cut first. Okay, so I'm going to check that again because it doesn't, nope, it went, well, yeah, it's about right. So it'll be somewhere in there. So the next thing I'm going to do is take you to the sewing machine and show you how to stitch it. So I'll see you in just a sec. Okay, so I'm back on the quilt here, and I am starting to sew down to this line, okay? And once I get to that point, oh, this worked out perfect. Once I get down to that point, sorry about that quilt getting in the way there, then I'm going to turn my quilt, my needle's staying down, okay? And I'm going to want to make this straight. Now I will tell you, this is a hard corner, okay? So it's a little bulky. It's not like a 60-degree point. Now what I'm going to do here, I've made this part of the quilt as straight as possible, okay? And I'm going to take my binding and I'm going to lay it so it is also straight. Now a key here is to try to get it as flat as possible, but I will tell you that is easier said than done. I'm looking for like something to grab because I want to grab my binding a little bit. All right, make sure we're good. I want to make this even straighter. There we go. I'm getting it, see how I'm flattening it out a little bit? I'm trying to get that nice and flat and beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and lower my presser foot. Make sure once again I'm all flat. Yep. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep stitching. There we go. And I'll get ready for the next one. But I'm going to pull this off so y'all can see it. So I'll see you in just a sec. Back at the cutting board here, and this is the one I did with you. Because this was so close to this edge here, I figured there wasn't a whole lot of room for me to show you really what we were doing. So this is the one that we did, and if you'll notice, it's already starting to shape, right? It does give you that square shape, okay? And when I do my binding, like I said, I put mine on the top, and then I flip her on over and I stitch in the ditch, okay, from the top, okay? That's how I do my binding by machine. And what you'll do, just like normal, you're going to fold it over, okay? And again, you'll make it as straight as possible, and you'll do another stitch in the ditch to secure that down, if this is the way that you do this. Or, you can hand bind it on the back, whatever floats your boat. Some people put it on a machine on the back and then they top stitch, they fold it over and top stitch on the front. I prefer this method myself. So it's however you want to do it, but I wanted to show you it will, in fact, I'm going to do it one more time. Here we go. Whichever method you use, you're going to fold it on over. Whoops, get in the camera view, Angel. Fold it on over. And see, it does a beautiful, it'll do a very, very pretty binding for you. So that's how you get the inside corners. And you might see them at other places. You can have scallop edges that are pointy. There's just a lot of places that you may find this. It's not hard, guys. It's actually kind of fun because it's different. And you'll come out with a beautiful seam. So I'll come back at you here in just a sec, so I'll see you in just a bit. Okay, so I wanted to come back at you and explain a little bit about these wider angles. Just like when we sewed it on, the flap isn't as big, okay? So we know that on a regular, am I in? Okay, I've got a buddy here helping me to record this. We have a very large flap, right? To get that mitered corner. That flap is a lot bigger, okay? And when we sewed it on, it was like that. So now when we're doing this angle, the flap is going to be smaller again. It was smaller when we sewed it on. Now I'm folding over. Now I am using Roxanne's glue basted because this is my favorite. It holds it down on the bottom where I can't see, because remember, I'm going to stitch in the ditch. Whenever you fold it, it's the same wherever the bulk is. This is the bulky side, okay? It's where the fold is on top. That's what you're going to fold down first. So I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to give myself a line. Okay. That's a lot of glue. I got a little glue happy. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to make sure that I can get this mitered point lined up, and I'm not taking too much or too little because I do want to cover that seam line. And that looks like it's going to be right. So at this point, I'm going to take the iron. Oh, sorry, hit the camera. And I'm not left-handed, so that's a lot of fun. All right, I'm just going to go to where I had my glue. Whoop, as she slides away. All right, am I still in? Okay. Then if you'll notice when you fold this over, this flap is considerably smaller. Okay, and I just wanted to make it aware for you that that's what was going on. So again, I'm going to take just a smidge of glue right in the middle. I'm going to make a little line here to get myself started. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and fold it exactly where I want it. Give it a little finger press, grab that iron, and press it down. And now, look how pretty that is, guys. Can you see how pretty that is? She's gorgeous, and she'll stay. So when I'm stitching in the ditch on the front here, can you still see that? Okay. Then it is, in fact, going to stay where it needs to, where I can't see, because I'm stitching up here. I can't see what's going on down here. So everything else is the same, but I just wanted to show you that little, it's a smaller flap, and I didn't want you to try to make a big one like we normally do on our 90 degrees. Okay, thanks you guys. I'll see you guys in just a sec. Coming right back at you. Last tip. I just could hear you saying, Angel, but what about the center? So I've done this one little corner here, and I wanted to go ahead and explain it to you. I would do it in small sections. I'm trying not to manipulate these corners too much that I've cut, because I don't want any more issues than I may have. But the first thing I would do is just simply go ahead and put if you're doing it my method, clip it, pin it, glue it, whatever it is, just around the bend. Okay? And then you're going to want to start to fold over your fabric and make this as straight as possible when you do it. Now I will tell you, you're going to have a little, it feels like you'll have a little bump here, but what that actually is where the point is to the corner, okay? So you just want to make it as straight as possible, get it all lined up, and go ahead. I press the glue to set it so that it actually stays. And then you'll go to the next section until you go all the way around back to your regular corner. Remember, there are 4 of these, and this is what you'll have. And oh, I got to clip a thread. This is what you'll have when you go to, if you do it my way, you'll stitch in the ditch, making this straight again. Okay, so yep, we got to clip it. Sorry guys, we're going to clip it right now. I'll forget. Okay, so that's how we're going to get this inside corners done. I think that's good. I think that's the last tip. So I'll see you up close and personal, face to face, in just a sec. Okay, that's all she wrote. I promise you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. I did want to add, I was looking at my notes, sorry. I did want to add that, I do start on the top, right? And I stitch it down, and then I flip it over to the back, and I do a straight, a stitch in the ditch, like I've said like 8,000 times this video. But if you did it where you start in the back and you flip it over to the front and do a top stitch, it all works. You just want to make sure that you keep that straight for those inside corners, and those miters on the outside have a smaller flap, but it's the same process, guys, just on the reverse side, right? All right, guys, so that's all I have for today. I wish you all a fantabulous rest of your Saturday. There will not be a live Q&A today at 3 p.m., but I want to remind you, I will be back at you on Wednesday for our live cherub chit chat. Look forward to seeing you there. You can also ask questions there if you like about this piece. But mine's all finished, guys. This is a DONE done. It's bound all the way around, ready to be under the tree. So I hope you've enjoyed this Christmas Wednesday. I'll see you next week. And until next time, may you all continue to be inspired, productive, ever so joyful. Never stop believing and never stop making your dreams in quilting come true. I love y'all. Happy quilting. Whoop, whoop. Happy Saturday. And I'll see you soon.